Three, two, one. Welcome to the five people from Anchor that are listening to this. Just so you know, if you are listening to this podcast, according to Anchor, there's only five people. That's my estimate. There's only five people listening to this podcast. So I appreciate a lot your support. Today's Wednesday, 13th. Literally, it's 12:10 a.m. I just got back from Cleveland. I live in I live in a city outside of Cleveland, but I went down to Cleveland, Ohio because we have three homes that we have very important stuff that needs to be taken care of. One of the things is that we failed an electrical inspection. And because we did that, an electrician went tonight to get it fixed. And he just texted me saying, "Hey, and by the way, I want to teach you something that I've learned with blood, if that makes any sense." The electrician texted me with some pictures saying, "I went ahead and fixed the ground, and I took care of the switches, and anyway, the stuff that we needed to get taken care of, right?" Well, he sent me a picture. So what I've learned is I'm not going to send you the money via Cash App or Venmo until I see the job myself personally. I'm gonna pay you anything, because what happens is you send the money, you pay them, and then there's a problem with their work. Then what? Well, I gotta work the next day. I really cannot make it. All of a sudden, it's been a week. Yes, 1 week, and you still haven't finished doing the job that I already pay you to do. So it really sucks. And it's very awkward when you say, "Hey, the job is not complete and I cannot pay you until the job is complete." But I think it's fair, right? I mean, I'm a real estate investor during the day, and I'm the last one to get paid. I still haven't got paid for a month from all the risk that we have to go through, utility bills, employees, all the extra expenses that we paid just to get the home, just to create the investment, just to make the investment successful. So anyway, that's a small thing that I wanted to share with you. For the people that don't know me, my name is Isaac Dueñas. I moved to Cleveland, Ohio, with the dream to have a real estate portfolio, to hopefully that passive, active cash flow can take us home, baby. That is the goal. But from the dream to reality comes a lot of work, as you can imagine. So anyway, going back to books, after what happened with Parler, a president that is going to get impeached, and Donald Trump being banned from the world and humanity, crazy stuff, but the books never change. So I tried my absolutely best. I'm going to be honest with you here. I'm going to be upfront with you. I went to Audible, and if you go to the best sellers, guess who is number one? Number one is A Promised Land by Barack Obama. I bought it. I went through chapter one, and I'm being honest with you. I did my absolutely best to listen to a book, and I had to return it. I just cannot take it. It's just my unbiased opinion that is biased. The reality is, like, look, the whole book sounds to me that is very, everything he describes in the book about his life, his stories, sounds like he is some kind of victim of the system. I'm not black, but I'm not white. And I can tell you one thing: being brown is one of the greatest blessings of my life. It makes me different, it makes me special, it gets attention. I don't see my life as a victim. I see my life as a blessing. I see my life as God watching after me, and I love who I am. And I'm not saying that he doesn't, but the whole book has been designed more as, I am not qualified because of my skin color. And then all of a sudden, I got my shot. my break in life. I don't look at life that way. So that's the main reason why I couldn't finish. So I went to the book of Green Lights. That's book number 2, by the way. Narrated by Matthew McConaughey himself. Look at that. And wow, that guy had a pretty messed up life. I mean, no, he didn't have a messed up life. His parents got divorced like 3, 4 times. They beat each other up, and that's how they showed love. I mean, that's not love to me. What do you want to tell you? That's some very severe psychological problems. So I can see how, I mean, it seems like he's very successful these days. So, good for him. He deserved it. But anyway, he had some pretty rough childhood, in my opinion. It's my opinion, of course. But I struggle reading books that the author starts swearing for everything. Every detail is an F, every detail is an S, every detail is this and that. I just cannot do it. So I returned that one too, just to be honest with you. But the book that I'm reading right now, and I'm gonna I'm committing to you guys to actually read the whole thing through. It is I'm pulling my library right now by Jordan B Peterson. The book is called 12 Rules for Life, an Antidote to Chaos. I've heard about this book, and to be honest with you, I'm not as smart as Jordan B Peterson. Lots of the things he says and a lot of the analogies and the way that he explains things go way over my head. I mean, I'm English is still my second language, what you want to tell you. So I struggle sometimes to communicating with people. I struggle just doing this podcast, to trying to talk to you guys, let alone to read a book about psychology of life, which I love, by the way. I absolutely love self-development books based in business and society. So that book is being tough, but I just started reading it. He just talks about his breakthroughs to get to this point of his life. And he just started with rule number 1. So I will follow up with you tomorrow about this book. Am I doing a good job this reading books? Is this something that you guys like? I'm being honest with you. Anchor says 5 people. He says that 5 people listen to this podcast on a regular basis. Over 100 listen episodes or something like that. I don't know. I don't even understand it. So I am just maybe being a fool to myself, looking at the camera right now that I'm going to put this video on YouTube. I'm recording the podcast on my phone because I don't have the money to buy a microphone. Not yet. I got to bring some results first. And then if the results are there, then sure, I'll get a microphone. And for the people that are like, well, it doesn't work that way, Isaac, sometimes you got to invest things. And I am investing my time. I have lots of things to do. Like I said during the day, I'm a real estate investor. Next week, I start my job as a mortgage loan officer. And then, I still have an empty home that I need to find a tenant for. It is tough. Books, what I've noticed though, let me tell you something before we finish, because I'm trying to keep it at 10 minutes and we're very close to that. I notice that every day I gotta read something from an art, read it or listen to it or watch it, whatever it is, something that teaches me something that pushes me a little bit over the edge and says, whoa, I've been doing things wrong. Whoa, I need to improve in this specific skill in my life. Whoa, I gotta do this to be a little bit more successful, to be more self-reliant. I don't know if I'm making any sense. To be self-motivated. Because let's be honest, these days, the way that things are going, everyone, okay, not everyone, wrong wording. Lots of people are going to feel like victims. They're going to feel that the way that the world is turning out to be is because of our government, is because of the president, is because of external events. And the reality is that we can control external events. They happened. I don't know why they happened, whether God is letting that happen or he just not letting anything happen. He's just watching what the mess that we're creating, the chaos that we're creating. And if that's the case, who am I to say, well, it's because of that my life sucks? No. If you want to be successful financially, I think that you gotta burn through books. You gotta burn through knowledge. You gotta go through all that information so quick because life is so short. That way you can put most of your time into taking massive action. My opinion, of course. What do you think? What are the rules for you to live? What books do you listen to? Do you like this podcast? Is this something that you see yourself listening in the daily basis? If so, please stick around because it gets very lonely sometimes. Thank you for listening and watching. Have a good evening. I'll see you today later on. Bye.